Hi, I'm Abhishek Malik, working as a software engineer at JP Morgan Chase.
And I am Deepraj, working as SD at Essential.
Picture this, it's 3 in the morning, a pager goes off or a production incident rises. We have all been in these scenarios in the past, right? There's a 500 spike on our API gateway, customers are impacted, and maybe you have 15 minutes before someone senior is going to ask you what happened and how are you going to remediate it. That's incident triage for you. Every engineer who ships code does it eventually, and LLMs are surprisingly bad at it. So I have built an environment to teach them. This is an OpenEnv-compliant RL environment for production incident response. 8 handcrafted scenarios, 6 enterprise apps, alerts, observability, source control, tickets, chat, and even a UAT pipeline simulator, all wired into one unified action surface that mirrors the real SRE toolchain. Most RL benchmarks reward the final answer. Mine rewards every step. An investigation rubric for evidence quality, a declarative policy engine for operational rules, and a 4-head composite grader at the end. Dense feedback at every action. 3 pillars hold this up. A dynamic world that takes forward every step and fires even mid-episode. Some of them silent, so the agent has to repull to notice. A policy engine that enforces real operational rules. Page on call before rollback, no forward fixed PRs during a freeze window, and a 4-head grader that scores diagnosis, policy, compliance, blast radius, and even a PR proposal quality independently, not just one final number. So let me show you how this looks like. So let me choose a scenario, maybe a hard missed region failover, and I'll create a production incident and we'll see how I, behaving as an agent, will debug and fix forward. So I can see there's a API gateway critical error, and it's primarily in the US East 1 region with a 500 spike. Cool. Let's just check the status for API gateway right ahead. And I see the health is degraded with active alerts on pager. And as you notice, every step which the agent takes is independently rewarded or graded and according to a policy, if it violates a business policy or not. Let me trace the dependency for API gateway to check if it was degraded due to some other service out there. So I see the connection health for payment service is healthy, but the connection state for traffic router has degraded. So let me query logs for traffic router right here to see what's the bug. And I see traffic stuck at US East 1, no alternate routes selected. This is not self-explanatory. So let me just go ahead and inspect the code, or maybe even check for deploys for traffic router if any wrong code was deployed. Yeah, so I see flip failover enabled default to false for stage rollout, forgot to re-enable in prod config. So it's typically a config change needed. So let me inspect the code to see in traffic routers to see where the bad code is. And I see failover enabled is marked as false. This is self-explanatory, and the